going to see z-score chart and calculation. So what is this z-score chart? Now we know that the standard normal distribution curve where maximum one dimension will be created, that is called process mean. Now we are going to see with respect to the process mean how much percentage of the population lies towards positive side and negative side, and total we can say as a population lies in between so and so limits, or we can say it is an yield with respect to that standard deviation. Now we can find out the percentage of population lies in between a given limits. Now this is a standard normal distribution curve that is there. Here they have taken a cutoff of lower limit x1 as 85, higher limit x2 as 115. Now having the mean of 100 and standard deviation 15, we are going to find out from 85 to 115 how much percentage the population lies. That we can find out with using the z-score chart. Now there is a z value we have to find out. Z1 for lower, that is equal to x1 minus mean divided by sigma. What is x1? It is a lower limit minus mean divided by sigma. Sigma is the standard deviation. We'll get minus 1.00. Next, x2 x2 for higher. What we'll do is x2 minus mean, that is 115 minus mean divided by sigma. That means this difference, the difference from the mean, we are going to divide by sigma. So z2 for higher also 1.00. So it can be negative, it is nothing but left side, and no, if no sign is there, it's assumed to be positive. So we got this value. For this z value, we'll find out the z score. We'll find out the z score, that is nothing but percentage. Now for z score 1.00, you can come, it is a z here, z score 1.0, 1.00, see 0.00 decimal, it is around 0.3413. So 0.3413 for z2 score is also 0.3413. Adding both will give us 0.6826. That means it is nothing but 68.26 percentage. That what is the meaning of this is 68.26 percentage of the population falls in between 85 and 115, or we can say the yield is 68.26 percentage. So this is an example for calculating the percentage of population lies in between our given limits in the normal distribution. Okay, so this is a standard normal distribution table. There are different tables, but this is one of the standard table. So next let us go for hypothesis testing. So what is hypothesis testing? In previous chapters we have seen, in order to prove whether a given statement is correct or not statistically. Now hypothesis testing is defined as to prove a statistical statement that we have arrived by doing some data analysis. So by doing some data analysis, we conclude something. The variation is so and so, the mean is so and so. So whether uh, the conclusion that we have done by using the sample, analysis is true or not, we're going to find out through statistically. That means we are going to use hypothesis testing. Now, there are two conditions in hypothesis testing, H0 and H1. H0 is null hypothesis that states the given condition is true. H1 is alternative hypothesis that states the given condition is false and we accept the opposite condition. H0 means whatever sample conclusion that you have done is true. H1 means the opposite is true. That means it's not equal. Example of hypothesis testing. Now let us see an example of hypothesis testing condition. The process mean of the dimension 4 plus or minus 1 mm in the process is 4.08, 4.01. That means for this dimension they are telling the process mean is 4.01 based on the sample data collection. So what they have done, 30 parts they have collected and they have checked the process mean. The process mean is almost near 4.01. Now, in the above statement, we will collect population data and perform hypothesis testing. So now we are going to see whether this particular statement is correct or not using the hypothesis testing. If in population the process mean is still 4.01, so what you're going to do? You're going to check for the population, and still if the population mean is also 4.01, we say it is a null hypothesis H0. That is, the sample data and condition is true with respect to the population. If in population the process mean is not equal to 4.01, suppose we get 4.08 or some bigger difference between the sample mean and the population mean, then we say it is alternative hypothesis or H1, and reject the condition. We are going to reject the condition. So how we are going to reject the condition? We will get something called p-value while doing the test. When the p-value is more than 0.05, we can say we can say it is a null hypothesis. Okay, let us see with an example. Now let us perform the hypothesis testing. What are the procedure is? Collect the sample data for 30. Now let us do in Minitab. I'll open a new sheet. So already for 30 data we have taken, and we have the process mean of 4.01. Now let us create our own data. Go to calculator, calculate random data, normal. Say 30 data you're going to generate. No, 500 data you're going to generate, because population, no, you're going to check, you're going to take more samples and check whether the hypothesis statement is correct or not. So I'll store in C1. So I'll take 5.01, okay, and say it is a standard deviation around 5 micron I given. Now 500 data we have created. Now what we have to do is we have collected 500 data, that is uh, population data. So already we have collected and we have said it is 4.01 as the process mean. Now hypothesis mean will be 4.01 for the previous example. So hypothesis mean will be 4.01 because we're going to see whether this condition is true or not, right? Now open Minitab and paste the population data in the C1 cell. So we have pasted here for 500 data. Then go to start, basic stat, one sample t test. In second box select data cell number, tick perform hypothesis testing, enter the hypothesis mean, then click option alternative hypothesis, sample mean is not equal to hypothesis mean, then say okay and say okay. So let us see. Now we have the 500 data. Go to start, go to basic stat, one sample t-test. What is this one sample t-test? So it is given that determining whether the mean of a sample differs significantly from a specified value. This test we are going to do. Here we are going to select the data C1, then perform hypothesis test, then hypothesis mean will give us 4.01, then go to option alternative hypothesis mean it does not equal to hypothesis mean. Save okay, save okay. So here we can see the result in the worksheet where the p-value is 0.00. That means your sample mean is not at all equal to the population mean. There is a bigger difference. You cannot accept the statement, right? So what is null hypothesis? 4.01. Alternative hypothesis is not equal to 4.01. Now what we got is 5.010. Okay. Now I will change the value for the hypothesis mean and see. I will change the hypothesis mean as 5.02 and see the result. So it is not equal. Again there is a difference. Okay. So now I will give the exact value 5.01015. What will happen? We'll see. 5.01015. Say okay. Now if you see the p value is 0.983, that means more than 0.05. That means the sample mean is equal to the population mean. Then we can accept the statement. The sample mean is 4.01. So it becomes a null hypothesis H0. So this is how we can do hypothesis testing in the Minitab. Now, so in this example, whatever we have performed, we got 0.286, we got 0.286. That means the statement is correct. That is the meaning. Now, in the above hypothesis testing, the p-value is greater than 0.05. Hence, we accept the null hypothesis and say that the population and sample mean are same, or in the population there is a probability that your your sample mean is repeating. That is a meaning here. So next we'll see histogram in Minitab. Histogram description. A histogram is the most commonly used graph to show frequency distribution. It looks very much like a bar chart, but there is an important difference between them. So it's like a bar chart, but there is a difference. What is that? Let us see. So when the data are numerical, we are going to use. When you want to see the shape of the data distribution, especially when determining whether the output of a process distributed approximately normally, to see the pattern of the distribution, and when seeing whether a process change has occurred from one time period to another, that also we can see a difference. Suppose A shift you found some data, B shift you found some data, the same dimension. You can plot histogram and see whether there is a change or not. Now, how to perform histogram in the Minitab? Steps to create histogram in Minitab: have the sample data, paste in column 1 C1, go to graphs, histogram, click on with fit, save OK. In first box, select the data column. Select scale, reference line, give spec lower to higher spec. Then save OK. We will get the histogram. Now let us see an example. I'll create a new sheet. I'll create some random data, some 30 data we will create. Then we'll say that it's stored in C1. I'll say the pros. So let the mean should be 4, the standard deviation of 10 micron. Now we have generated 30 data. Now go to graphs, go to histogram, click the selected with fit, because we want to say whether it is normal or not, to see the normal distribution or not, and say OK. Here select the data, that is C1. In the C1 column, the data are there in the graph variables box. Then go to scale, reference line. So we need to give the spec. So 3 space 5. This is the spec. 4 plus 1 is 1. Save OK. Say OK. Sorry, 1 second. So what you have to do is go to scale. At the data values we need to give, because it's the x-axis, no? Say OK. Say OK. Now we got the histogram. So you can see the data is very constant, since we have total 2 only we are given standard deviation of 10 micron. So it is very near. In the histogram we can see it is a normal distribution where mean is 4.001, standard deviation is only around 12 micron. So the total number of samples is 30. So now let us change the data and see how the distribution will be there. Now I'll give around 120 micron as a standard deviation. Now let us update the results. Now if you see, this is how the histogram will look like. So still it is normal, and little bit there is a gap. That means we are not producing 3.84. So this is how we can make histogram in Minitab. Now the below histogram can be defined that the data is distributed normally. That means from the mean equal distribution is happened within the specification, also producing 3.99 which is the highest frequency in the data. So this 3.99 is the highest frequency and the data is distributed normally. So this is a sample data that we have done. So till now we have done z-score chart, z-score chart, then hypothesis testing, then histogram. So you can do along with the training videos and install Minitab and do it. Then only you can understand how we can do in the reality. So next we'll be seeing simple check sheet creation.